Imagine standing outside on a perfectly clear day when suddenly you hear a metallic booming sound, like an explosion in the sky. There's nothing there though, no planes, no storms, nothing. This phenomenon has been reported for hundreds of years in places all over the world, from the US to Australia. Scientists aren't sure what causes skyquakes, but the theories range from distant thunderstorms to meteors entering the atmosphere. Some believe that they could even be related to tectonic activity or underground explosions. But no definitive answers. It's one of these strange natural events that we don't have an answer for yet. This is skyquakes. There aren't a lot of things that actually really scare me. Jesus. I feel like I'm talking weird. There we go. I'm into a lot of weird stuff, and like, it's not that I believe in everything. Like, I'm not necessarily like a conspiracy theorist or whatever the term would be, but I'm definitely willing to look into and consider a lot of stuff. But there's only a couple of things that genuinely scare the shit out of me. Hellhounds, if those are real, would be absolutely horrifying. But another one that really does scare me is skyquakes or sky trumpets. They genuinely, the fact that they are just a random explosion or metallic sound or a hum coming from everywhere and nowhere at the same time, that's pretty gnarly. The bizarre atmospheric boom noises, generally known as skyquakes, have occurred all over the world, from Bangladesh to Belgium, Northern Ireland to South Australia, and Germany to Japan. This widespread occurrence has fueled a variety of explanations, ranging from atmospheric conditions to seismic activity. Some even think it's military, which, I mean, that's fair. I feel like the military tests all kinds of weird shit. We know they have interest in controlling weather, so I mean, maybe this is something like that. There are accounts of unexplained sounds from the sky that date back to ancient times. Historical texts and legends from various cultures have described phenomena that could be interpreted as skyquakes, including loud, unexplained noises from the heavens. One of the earliest reports was from an island in the Adriatic Sea in 1824, while in 1896, a skyquake was heard in the western New York town of Franklinville, around 50 miles from the shores of Lake Erie.
Hey guys, come here. Andrew, Josh, do you hear that?
What?
Come here.
What's that?
Can you hear that noise?
What is that?
Sound. What?
It's coming from the sky.
Are you sure, Dad?
Come here.
Sounds like a trumpet, Dad.
What is that? It's so weird.
So scary.
So these things are known by a few different names. The French call them cannons de mer. I speak English, I'm sorry, this is going to be messed up. Cannons de mer or sea guns. In Italy, they're known as brontidi, or like thunder, and the Bangladeshis call them barisal guns. Barisal guns? After the loud, unexplained noises that emanated from the East Bengal region of Barisal. Oh, okay. In the 19th century. Japan calls these atmospheric boom sounds umanari, or cries from the sea. That's fucking sick. The Indonesian word for skyquake is dentuman, which literally translates as clatter. That's also cool. However, perhaps the best known name for these spooky sounds is the Seneca guns. All right, I've never heard of Seneca guns. That's also a pretty cool name, but it looks like that comes from the Seneca Lake, which is one of the Finger Lakes in New York's west central region. The mysterious moniker originates from Seneca Lake, where these bizarre sounds have historically been reported. However, the phenomenon is not limited to this area. It's been heard from the Great Lakes to the coastal areas of the US, particularly the East Coast. Between 2013 and 2015, seismologists from the University of North Carolina have used a network of 400 atmospheric sensors to measure local seismic activity and compared the seismoacoustic, that's a word, data with local news reports of skyquakes. Some unusual activity was reported around the appropriately named Cape Fear in Carolina Beach, but they found no evidence that earthquakes were causing the booming noise. In fact, they found no evidence at all.
Lighten up now. That's crazy, man. Man, that's crazy. It's like a trumpet.
One of the most commonly accepted causes is that it is a sonic boom produced by aircraft that is caused when they exceed the speed of sound. It causes a sound. They can travel a great distance and be heard far from their origin, often without the aircraft even being visible. As scientifically plausible as this is, however, skyquakes could not be caused specifically by supersonic flight because they've been heard for centuries. The next possible culprit is seismic activity. Minor earthquakes or underground seismic events can produce sounds that are heard above ground. These sounds can sometimes precede or follow actual tremors, and in areas that are not typically associated with frequent seismic activity, they might actually be surprising. Another possibility is that it is atmospheric conditions that amplify sound waves from distant storms. It could also be industrial activities or even other sources like actual military weapons and etc., making them audible over long distances. Temperature inversions, where a layer of warm air sits over a layer of cooler air, can trap and channel sound waves in unexpected ways. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is like trying to rip the door down to get in here. Another possibility is extreme weather. Events such as sudden releases of atmospheric pressure or explosive lightning strikes within storm systems can generate loud sounds. Obviously, I'm pretty sure we've all heard thunder before, and as we'll find out looking at some of these clips, I've never heard thunder quite like these before. Methane explosions could also explain this. The release and ignition of methane gas from underwater or underground sources can produce loud, unexplained sounds. Methane can accumulate from decaying organic matter in places like swamps or underwater deposits. I mean, fair enough. That would probably sound like an explosion. The entry of meteors into the Earth's atmosphere can cause sonic booms or explosion sounds as they disintegrate, often accompanied by visible streaks of light. That would be crazy. I know, I mean, again, I'm not going to disprove this because I'm not a scientist, but a lot of the videos and the clips that I've seen, there aren't visible meteor showers either. And a lot of time, I mean, I guess this could be during the day where you might not even see them. But at night, I would think you would see lightning strikes and stuff, especially like at least the light, unless it's in the city. Maybe, I don't know. What do I know? This is another topic that I want to cover at some point, but like all unexplained acoustic phenomena, the Taos hum in New Mexico being a perfect example, there are a range of theories that push the boundaries of accepted understanding to their outer limits.
Damn, this is scary. What is going on?
Skyquakes could be caused by sounds generated by the strain within the Earth's crust, potentially without accompanying detectable seismic activity. Theoretical electromagnetic events in the atmosphere that might cause sounds or interact with the Earth's surface are another speculative potential cause. The problem I have with that is that it's theoretical. We don't know if that actually exists. So I mean, it's a cool idea. Definitely looking for answers though. Definitely looking for some solid facts. Supersonic weapons and military aircraft. I personally think there is a ton of stuff we don't know about as far as weapons and testing. Actually, I know that for a fact. We don't know a whole lot. And supersonic jets could definitely be causing this. Maybe they move so fast we don't see them. Maybe they're so high up in elevation that we don't see them. I don't know. Maybe they're invisible. I don't know. They've been trying to figure out cloaking devices for forever, so maybe they did it. Astrophysical phenomena includes speculative theories about phenomena like micro black holes or dark matter interactions. Both of those are super speculative because black matter, dark matter, whatever you want to call it, we don't even know exists. It's just a theory that explains other stuff that we can't explain. Micro black holes, that would be insane though. Coronal mass ejections is another thing I'm going to cover in a later video. That is another possible explanation. They are massive bursts of solar wind and energy that sometimes can reach the Earth and aren't fully blocked by the atmosphere. They can induce disturbances and could possibly lead to audible effects. It's theoretically possible. We do know that CMEs exist. We've witnessed them. It's more just the sound that we don't know for sure could be an effect of that, but we do know that they happen. My favorite, and honestly the only logical explanation, is ET. Honestly, can you think of anything else that makes more sense than aliens? Obviously it's a mothership. One of the coolest possible causes for the sky trumpet phenomenon is actually discussed in the Book of Revelation. Now, I'm not religious anymore. I do have a big respect for religion as a whole. I think a lot of people it does a lot of good. I think for some people it does harm, but that's beside the point. The point is, I do actually, as at one point Catholic, I do kind of have some sort of resonation with this story, if that even makes any sense. But in the Book of Revelation, it was described as 7 trumpets sounded by 7 angels to signal the beginning of the end, essentially. After the 7 seals are broken, the trumpets are sounded one at a time to basically kick off the end of times, the apocalypse, the biblical apocalypse though. Christians who follow the post-tribulation rapture doctrine argue that the 7th trumpet is the last trumpet mentioned in the Corinthians 15:52. The nature of the 7th trumpet shows that time is no more and that the mystery of God is finished. That I took off of Wikipedia, so I don't know what book exactly that's quoted from. However, I guess post-tribulation rapture. I'm not super familiar with that, but that is pretty terrifying. So if you believe in that, I'm just as open to that as any of these other theories, to be completely honest. I'm pretty unbiased, but that's pretty terrifying. Kind of getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. I hope I never have to hear these, honestly. Like, I hope I never do. So I'm going to hear about this all night while I try to sleep. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop your feedback down below. Let me know if you've ever heard one, what you think they are, and what else I can look up and learn about. So I will see you guys in the next video. Drink water and be safe.